podcast. My name is Connor.
My name is Ash.
We're actually not back onto our regular recording schedule at the moment, so it's we don't have as much content as we usually would, but we seem to have loads anyway. So I'm gonna kick things off with the trophy hunting recap.
Okay.
Well, not recap, but what would you even call it?
Trophy update? Trophy progress?
Update, that's the word. Long day. So I've got quite a few since last time. I don't even remember which ones I've already said. So presumably the last one I got was The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah.
That I mentioned on the podcast. I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6 trophies since then.
Well,
platinum trophies, obviously.
Yeah. I think the last trophies I updated were was it Beyond Two Souls and Lara Croft Go, I think. And obviously before that Shadow of Colossus. Yeah. I think.
Interesting bit of trivia about our trophies at the moment. I have 333 silver trophies, and you have 666 silver trophies.
Yep.
Which is cool.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
My completion rating has gone up because I've started mopping up games that have been left behind and stuff, and my completion rating is now 51%.
Yeah, I'm going to do that as well because obviously I took a year out where I wasn't actively trying to get platinums. I think I got maybe 10 platinums throughout 2017.
Yeah. Which
is shocking since in 2016 when I really started, I went from 3 platinums up to 30 odd.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to go back to all these games that I played and didn't finish to my completion.
I finally started using the folder system on the PlayStation 4. So I've got a .platme folder.
Yeah.
And it's got loads of games that I want to finish in.
And my folder for the games that I'm trying to plat is just get plat.
I also have a Platinum Locker folder, which has all the games I've platinumed but don't want to get rid of.
I have a folder that's just called Gems, which I'm putting all the games that I really like in there.
Good idea.
Regardless of whether I've played it or not.
Yeah.
So Persona 5's in there at the moment, Monster Hunter's in there. Normally there'd be more in there, but I've got a new PlayStation, so I just need to reinstall stuff, and all the Uncharted will go in there. Last of Us, if I install that again.
I've just realised my Dragon's Crown trophies are not showing, which must mean I've hidden the game for some reason.
Oh, you haven't? Have you updated? Have you synced them?
My Vita hasn't been on the internet recently.
I don't think the Vita automatically syncs, or at least mine is very rubbish at doing it.
You have to open the trophy app for it.
Yeah. Do you want to do yours first then?
Yeah.
Since you got quite a few.
So, the major one that we got, which was in 12 hours and 11 minutes.
For you.
For me, was A Way Out, which we got together. The day after we recorded the podcast last time.
Yeah, last time we were talking about how we were playing it.
Yeah, and I was like, I just can't wait. Let's sign off and go do it.
Yeah, it might have been we got the platinum the following day after we recorded.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought the game because only one of us needs to get it, which is fucking dope. And then obviously we tried playing it, and then
I wasn't getting trophies.
You weren't getting trophies because we were playing it online, and your internet is fucking notoriously bad, and you just kept you cut out that one time.
Yeah, kept getting kicked off.
So then I came over here to obviously record them and just we played it on the same console because then trophies popped for both of us.
Yeah, it was pretty cool that because I had the trial installed, we didn't need to download the game.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. So we just bashed that out. The fucking story was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really
the ending was brilliant. And then we got the plat. So that's one of mine as well. So I can cross that off my list.
Yeah. The next two that I got were Lara Croft Go and Hitman Go, just because you were like, oh, they're really easy, they're really cheap.
Yeah, they're really easy and cheap, but they're also not bad games.
Yeah, the Lara Croft one I thought was really good.
Yeah.
I loved the style of it, and it sort of intensified my desire to get back into 3D modeling. I really want to start doing that again.
I like how the trophies are a bit more it had you do more shit rather than
than Hitman Go.
Yeah, because I think Hitman Go was just
complete hit. There was a couple of trophies kill 5 enemies in one turn, and there was one that was waste 100 turns, so you just had to pick a level and move back and forth 100 times to.
Yeah, I remember
it was called Time Waster or something. I thought the Hitman Go game was kind of unremarkable, to be honest. I really wasn't into it.
I thought it was alright for a puzzle game. I could see it working very well on a mobile device, which is what it was originally on.
Yeah, to be fair. It's on Vita as well, so...
Yeah.
But the trophies overlap, so there's no point.
Right. So there's not like separate trophy lists?
No. I've downloaded like 5 games onto my Vita that I'm going to try and plat. Some of them I'm already really close with. Dragon Crown, as I've already mentioned.
Yeah.
I only need like 5 more trophies. Basically, what I need to do is go up 4 more levels to level 99. No, 3 more levels to level 99. That's 1 trophy. And then get all the artwork, and you get artwork by doing side quests. And the only side quests I have left are to defeat B path bosses, but solo without any help. And I'm currently on the infernal difficulty and trying to beat the last boss for that trophy. And then once that's done, I'm going to put it on easy and do those solo missions.
The B routes.
Because that's a bit ridiculous.
I think I've got a bit more to do on Dragon's Crown than you do. But I'm going to...
Yeah, I think you still need to do that one to get, like, what was it, 1 million score or something?
I don't know.
One adventure.
I don't know.
I remember when I was working from home part-time and at uni as well, I was playing that while working.
Right.
And I managed to get the 1 million score.
I now need to go through and complete the game with all the other different classes.
No, I did that like when I first started playing the game. But I always do that with games where there's class options. Like I'll get to like level 20. That's usually my benchmark, and then I'll try out a different character.
I just got really obsessed with leveling my character up and whatnot. The first one. But yeah, and also I want to try Plat Muramasa Rebirth as well.
I don't know about that.
Ollie 2. One day I'm going to get that plat.
The other 3 trophies I got, one is Life is Strange, the original Life is Strange. All I had to do really was go back through on collection mode and get all the photos I was missing from playing it before. And that was an easy plat. And one is a game called Slide, which is like 99p on the store and is famous as being one of the easiest platinums.
Yeah.
It has a 98.7% platinum rating.
Yeah, well, we've mentioned it before. There's a game that originally that was called Top 1000 5-star rated or something like that. That was the name of the fucking game.
And it got took down.
And the developer is called Top Rated, but they focus more on PS4 themes.
Yeah.
And it got taken down because you could get the plat in like a second.
Mm-hmm.
It's still the same, but they've changed the name to Slide with a Y.
Yeah. The trophies are weird. They're like military themed.
Yeah.
They're like military ranks.
And they don't tell you what they're for at all.
No, they don't. There are actually, like, it is possible to get a few trophies without playing the game. But all you've got to do is complete the game in complete one round, one puzzle in a certain amount of time. And that gets you the plat. Because it gets all of the...
Yeah, and all the other trophies unlocked out of the mental game.
But yeah, so I'm not really proud of that one. But it boosted my numbers.
I'm going to buy it before they take it down again.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just leave it installed for if I ever get to a point where I've just not had a plat for a while and I need a desperate boost.
Yeah. Just before you read yours out, I'm still working on Guardians of the Galaxy, Telltale. That's probably the last easy plat I've got left.
Right.
And then I'm going to start working on like platting Uncharted 4 that's been waiting for me to play for ages, and Lost Legacy and stuff. I've done 3 of the 5 chapters. It's just not a very interesting game, so I'll
Guardians
usually...
of the Galaxy.
Yeah, so I usually choose to play something else. Mad Max, which obviously I'm nowhere near to doing because at our time of recording, it's only been out like a week.
Yeah.
And I haven't had that much time to play it, but I'm currently at 18% on trophies.
By being out, you mean it's been on the PS Plus?
PS Plus.
For a week.
Yeah, we didn't record this like 3 days ago.
It's been out for much longer than that.
Yeah.
But it recently got uploaded to PS Plus as of time of recording.
And the other one I'm working on, which I'm very, very close, is Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
I've only got like 3 trophies left. Well, no, 5. I've got to get everyone's individual levels. So Noctis is fishing level, Gladio's survival level, Ignis's cooking level, and Prompto's photography level to max. Photography and cooking are level 9. Fishing's like level 6, and survival's like level 7. So I'm not too far away. And there are ways to like farm those and speed that up, but I've been focusing on the other trophies.
Yeah.
And then the last trophy I need is to defeat the Adamantoise, which is a mountain that just gets up and starts walking around when you get near it, and it's ridiculous. I've tried fighting it once, and I saw somebody fight it on YouTube, and there was this. They just did one move with the ring,
Yeah.
and that wiped it out. So I'm gonna like Google it a bit and see if there's any way I can cheese it. But yeah, I'm really, really close, so that's cool. Anyway, I'll let you.
I've only had 3 new platinums since last time because I don't have a backlog of easy games to play like you.
I've run out of easy games now, so
Gravity Rush Remastered, obviously for PlayStation 4.
yeah.
Which was I like Gravity Rush, but I always got frustrated with the controls and stuff on Vita. And playing it on PlayStation 4, it was much more enjoyable. And
Yeah, I figured you'd enjoy it more.
And I 100%ed all the trophies as well, so I got all the DLC trophies because they're really easy to get. They're not really challenging.
I did that too, I think.
Then I did Life is Strange Before the Storm.
Oh yeah, I've also got that. I didn't mention it.
I think you did.
No, I got Life is Strange, but I didn't mention it before.
Before the Storm.
I want to talk about that, so we'll come back to that later.
Yeah. And then because I platted Gravity Rush Remastered, I went back to my Vita and I platted that finally, and it took me 4 years and 3 months. That's pretty much roughly how long I've had a Vita for.
Yeah. Well, it was on PS Plus when we got Vitas, wasn't it?
I think it was always on. Is it? There's one game that's always free for PS Plus.
It was
members.
Gravity Rush and Uncharted were free for like 2 years, and then they finally took them off the list.
But obviously now that we've played them, they're always going to be free for us. So.
Yeah.
I won't go through all the games I'm going to plat next because I have such a massive backlog. But the one I'm actively working on right now is Nier Automata.
Yeah.
Automata. Let's talk about Life is Strange if you want.
Yeah. So I've just got a few notes, so I'll just reel through these, and then I'm sure you'll have the same viewpoints on most of it.
Sure.
So playing as Chloe is weird. She has a very aggressive attitude, like because she's
more
like
aggressive in this one than she was in Life
exactly.
is Strange.
She's just bitter because her life's not going.
Yeah, I guess
to plan. I guess
it's still pretty fresh that her dad died.
Yeah, and then Max.
Spoilers, but I mean the game. You found that out in like Life is Strange season 1, which has been out for a while, so it's not really spoiler. But yeah, she just seemed really edgy in this one compared to like the first Life is Strange, where she was more just like a rebellious, laid back type.
Yeah.
Like she didn't conform and all that shit, but she wasn't like actively going out of her way to piss everyone off.
Yeah. A lot of times when you got a choice in a conversation, your choices are be a bitch or be an asshole.
Yeah.
And with some characters, it's weird because like in Life is Strange, David is like an antagonist until sort of the final chapter where you sort of realize, oh, he's not that bad of a guy. After all, he's just struggling. But then you go into Before the Storm knowing that he's not that bad of a guy, and then every interaction with him is talk to him like shit, and it's like, well, maybe if you made an effort, Chloe, it won't be so bad.
It was hard being nasty to David, knowing that he's actually a chill dude and he does care about her and stuff.
Yeah. Well, there's even bits in Before the Storm where he's just like a really nice guy, and it's like, how did it get to the point in Life is Strange that you hated him that much when he was even kind of cool? No.
I mean, obviously, it doesn't say, but I chalk it down to Rachel Amber's influence.
Yeah. She's a edgy little...
I don't like Rachel Amber. I'm glad she died.
That was a chilling scene at the end, wasn't it? I won't mention, but it sort of like gives you like a montage of like filling you in of what happened between Before the Storm and Life is Strange. I
was confused because like with the timeline, because Life is Strange happens where Chloe's probably like on the edge of 18 or 19. Yeah, because I think she's a year older than Max. And Max is 18, but the game takes place where Chloe's 16. Mm-hmm. So it's like 2 years at least before the thing in. I was like, why did they choose this period where they first met Like, it was weird, and I couldn't figure it out. But then at the end, it gives you that little montage of them like going through the
life, puberty,
strange life that they're living.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a fan of Rachel Amber. She's just fucking. She's really fake, and she uses people clearly. And,
yeah, I felt like that as well.
And it's just like Chloe's gone through enough, mate, and she will go through even more when the events of Life is Strange happen.
Yeah,
doesn't need Rachel Amber fucking shit up for her.
There were some like familiar characters that were.
Frank, I like Frank.
Frank was still in it. There was Nathan, Victoria.
Yeah, I didn't.
Nathan's like a little pussy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I don't understand.
Completely different character.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. It just didn't make sense.
No.
The car.
It's kind of character building though, because there's that scene where his dad's like pushing him to stand up for himself some more. And
yeah, well, they already did that in Life is Strange.
Yeah, you see like.
It was kind of like the reverse of that. Like you see I think emails and stuff like that. But you also see the reverse where he's an antagonist all the way through, and then you realise he's being used and he's trapped, and that's why he's such a dickhead and whatnot, and his fucking dad's an asshole. But like you can't do it, like flip that and do it again in Before the Storm. I just like, oh, fuck off, Nathan. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. There were some cool new characters as well. Like, was it Steph?
Yeah.
And her friend, what was he called? Mikey?
I think so. And his brother were called Drew.
Yeah. But there's a cool bit, like, I just went over to talk to him and they were playing D&D.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, do you want to join in? And Chloe made some joke about not having 5 hours to spare.
Yeah.
But then she was like, oh, it'll only take 20 minutes. And then give you the option to actually play it. So I was like, all right, I'll play it. It legit took 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it was a full-on, like, mini-playable D&D session
it was pretty
in
fun.
the game, which I thought was really cool that they just put the effort in to do all that.
Yeah, I like that as well. Well, I think my favourite character, though, was definitely Frank. You
see a lot more.
Yeah, his character does get built up quite a bit.
Yeah, and you sort of start to understand why he's as cold as he is in Life is Strange.
Because Before the Storm, he wasn't really angry and like cold towards Chloe.
Yeah, exactly.
He was a bit frustrated.
He was a bit of a dude, wasn't he?
Not paying a fucking weed bills.
Yeah,
but he was understanding and whatnot, and he were looking out for her. But obviously shit happens, and then you understand why he's such an asshole in the next one. That and Rachel Amber fucking played him as well, because she was a drug addict.
Yeah.
And he got drugs off of her. She got drugs off of him, even. But yeah, I don't know. It was an alright game.
Better than me.
I don't think it's anywhere near as good as Life is Strange Season 1.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a really, really great game, but I wish it wasn't connected to Life is Strange, because obviously I went back to Life is Strange to plot it, and there was all this shit about like rewinding time and stuff, and I was like, actually, like, this world is a lot better without supernatural tornadoes and fucking time powers and shit. Like, if it was just a legit like slice of life indie story, I don't know, it would have a better feel to it, I think.
Time powers and a storm kind of sells it a bit more though to people who aren't like us, or like any other people who just likes a good meaty, heartfelt story.
Yeah, it just
like,
it felt like a good indie film.
Yeah, but indie films aren't popular. That's why they're indie films.
Well, yeah.
You can imagine like my dad, how he is with movies, but if he was a gamer,
yeah, no,
he would not play that game at all.
Exactly.
He'd be a fucking Call of Duty kid.
Yeah, he would. I got a couple more notes and then we'll move on from this. But it's supposedly set in 2009, I think, or 2010.
Yeah.
I was reading the texts with Max, and I think the last message she sent Chloe was 2009.
Yeah,
so it's like 2009-10 era.
I think it's 2010.
But I feel like there's a lot of references that I can't imagine were a thing in 2010.
Like hipsters and all that shit.
Well, just like the sort of slang that she was using, like the internet slang, like memes and...
I don't know.
The way she was talking, I was like, there's no way this was 2010. Like, this feels very current. It's been 8 years since then.
Yeah, but you know how things are. Things that happened 10 years ago, people still try and use, like...
Did
I
you
remember this meme from 10 years ago, guys.
Did you notice
Sure.
at the start when she's on the train tracks, there's the number on the side of the train was 1337.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I also noticed the car, the truck in the thingy, in the junkyard.
Oh, and Bonnie.
No, the truck. Chloe's truck.
Oh, yeah, Chloe's truck
Yeah.
that she fixes up, and then it's her truck in Life is
Yeah.
Strange.
Like I noticed it way before the game wanted you to
Oh, right,
notice it.
yeah, I did as well. But the number plate on it is Anne Bonny,
Is it?
who's a pirate.
Yeah.
And they wanted to be pirates when they were kids, so that was really cool.
There's a big pirate theme in this one.
And then obviously I loaded up Life is Strange, and the number plate wasn't that at all, and I was like, oh, great.
She might have got it registered.
Well, yeah,
by that point.
that's what I said. I was like, well,
then-
I'm sure at some point she had to make it a legit like road.
Roadworthy.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
But then, like, is that in Chloe's character? I don't know. I thought.
I reckon David was like, "Oh, you fixed up a truck, cool. I'll help you get it all registered and shit." And she was like, "Cool, thanks, step douche or whatever."
Yeah, like, cool, thanks, I hate you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought from playing Life is Strange, season number 1, I thought like maybe it was just the only car they could afford for her. 'Cause obviously-
Yeah.
But then to find out that she found it in a junkyard and fixed it herself.
Well, I found that really cool that like she sees herself as this nobody with no talents, no skills. Like there's no point in her trying anything. But at the same time, she's got this incredible talent for fixing up cars that she's sort of like oblivious to. Like she's subconsciously really good at it, but doesn't realize.
I think that's the point of her character. She's oblivious to how talented that she actually is and what she can actually do. Because she was when she was younger, she was really smart. She got accepted into Blackwell and all that. She got a scholarship because she was really intelligent and she loved science and that. Then her dad dies and it all goes downhill. She wastes her potential. So she's a really intelligent character, man. It's just bad times here.
My last note about the game is I really love how you check what your objective is. So she writes the objective on her hand, and if you hold L2, you go into like first person view and look at your hand, and it's got your objective written on it, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it is cool, but like,
sometimes it don't make sense. Like there's the scene where you're in Rachel's room, and she's like upset, and you're supposed to believe that Chloe's rubbed whatever was on her hand off of her hand, and then written "cheer up, Rachel" or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's like
she's got amnesia or something.
Yeah. Oh no, it says "be there for Rachel," I think.
Yeah. It was really cool, but like again, it kind of broke the narrative a bit.
Yeah.
So we're moving on from Life is Strange now.
Yeah, I've got nothing more to say about it. Good game though. You should definitely play it.
Definitely. Would you like to move on to my list? My flat Earth thing that I've been researching.
Let's do your little. Actually, do you want to hold off on it because my phone's only on 9%?
Go on then.
And I've got my notes on here, so I'll just fire through what I've got.
Okay.
And then we'll move on to yours.
Okay.
So I recently went to Halifax, which is near where we live. But to get to Halifax, the bus goes through Queensbury.
Yeah.
Which is where I grew up.
Yeah.
Just this quiet little village that was quite nice. And you sort of grew up there as well. You didn't live there, but you were there a lot.
Went there for school.
Yeah, and stuff. And I just noticed how it's changed so much. One of the biggest pubs that was there is now a childcare centre.
No way.
And I was like, whoa.
Which pub? Because there was a few, wasn't there?
I can't remember what it was called.
It
kept changing name.
There was one that was next to like a travel agency. Next one there. Is it that one?
Yeah, it was that one.
Next to the co-op thing.
Yeah, next to the
across from the fish shop that everyone went to go get battered Mars bars and stuff from.
Next to the memorial.
Thing.
Yeah, that one.
That's
like a big childcare thing, and they've like fenced off the front and made it into like a playground and shit.
I used to get the bus outside there.
Yeah. But going through there and seeing that reminded me of something that I thought would be funny to tell on the podcast.
Okay.
So I'm related to, through my mum's side of the family, a family called the Murgatroyds.
Right.
And as I like to call them, the Murgatroyd Mafia.
Mm-hmm.
Because they owned pretty much every pub in Queensbury. So they basically ran the place. Like they knew everybody knew them. I thought they were massive cunts, to be honest. I still think they're massive cunts. Like they only care about themselves, and but one of the things that really annoys me about them is that they'll always make false promises. Like they seem to think they're so much bigger than they are. So like if you tell them of some ambition you've got or something because you're drinking with them, they'll be like, "Oh, I'll help you out with it. I'll give you £1,000, and like if it starts working out, I'll give you 1,000 more." And it's like, fuck off! No, you're not gonna do that. Just lie down.
And then when it does happen, you're all like, "Yo, where's that £1,000?" You're all like, "I didn't say that."
Yeah, exactly. So, one of them, I can't remember his name, even though I can, but I probably shouldn't say it on the podcast anyway. I've already given his last name, so
Code name him Ptolemy.
I'm probably going to give too much information, so you'll be able to find out if you care anyway. So whatever. Yeah, he was the big guy that owned all the pubs, and he was the guy that went around making promises to people and basically ran this little mafia.
Right.
But he had a massive cocaine addiction, spent all his money on coke, ran the pubs into the ground, and that's why Queensbury's changed so much, because I'm pretty sure they don't have any power anymore.
Right.
I remember once when I was little, he came over to visit because we were doing some big family event, and I don't know how young I was, but I was like, I fucking hate this guy. What a knob. And I remember saying to my younger sister, I seriously hate this guy. Like, we need to do something to take him down. Like, and anyway, he decided to drive home drunk in his white van, and I thought it'd be funny to just ring the police and give them his number plate and be like, "Oh, he's drunk driving and stuff." And like me and my sister were like, "Haha, got him." And then recently I found out that he actually did time because of that.
No way.
And I didn't even know. Like, I didn't bother to check in and see if it worked or anything.
You just called in the police and then put the phone down and just brush your hands off like, my job is done.
So I found that out and I was kind of like, yes. But
did he, when you met him, did he like go shake your hand like, "You're right there, son"? And when he pulled his hand out, like a big puff of powder just flew out everywhere.
He's in true mafioso fashion. He owns the golf club in Queensbury.
Right, okay.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I went to some family reunion there because it was one of my auntie's birthdays or whatever, and I fucking hated it. All my family is a set of troglodytes, mate. I swear to God. But
there's always one side of your family that
like they ran it at the golf club, and it was like walking around like Mr. Big Chief and shit with his picture on wall, and I'm like, fucking hell.
Yeah, there's always, I don't know if it's a common thing, but I've noticed that a lot of people, there's always like one side of the family that they're less inclined towards.
Yeah.
Like I absolutely hate my mother's side of the family. They're all just fucking. They're all like scroungers and stuff, like benefits.
No, I know what you mean.
And whatnot. My mother's one of my mother's brothers. Is that my uncle? He lives down in Pontefract, and his wife left him. They had like fucking 20 kids with each other. It's like 6 or something stupid, right?
Yeah.
She left him, and she went and became like a fucking. She met this guy, and she ended up sleeping with all this guy's mates just so you could get like drugs and beer off him and stuff like that. Like,
Jesus Christ.
And anyway, half the kids have left to go live with her, and the other half are still with him. But he's not looking after himself at all, mate. He's like, I think he's an alcoholic now. Possibly could be on drugs, like hard drugs. And my parents went to go visit him a few years ago, right? And they had this dog, and it was eating this fucking juicy bone, and all the meat juice was leaking into the carpet, and just the carpet stunk. Apparently, behind the couch was filled with dirty nappies.
What?
But they hadn't had a fucking baby for years, mate. Everyone had been out of nappies for years.
Oh my God.
It's gross shit. I fucking hate that my mum's side of the family. She loves them all though because she thinks, blood's thicker than water. And I'm like, shut up.
I'm not keen on my mum's side of the family except one of my aunties. Like, she's this really creative woman. Like, you go to her house and she's got this big bookshelf with every like creative pastime you could think of, and like you'll just mention something you like to do as a hobby and she'll go and pull out this massive book about it and sit and talk to you about it for hours. Like, she's so cool. But all the rest of her family, for some reason, are just, like, the kind of people that just sit in an armchair with a pot belly and a lager and a football shirt on. And
I don't like those people, mate.
I try not to judge people, but it's just really hard when like I have to spend time with them and I'm just like not engaged in what they're saying at all, and there's no intelligent conversation that goes on. It's all about like I'm a celebrity, get me out of here or whatever. And
apologies.
Yeah, man. Even I remembered to mute my phone this time.
I've noticed that a lot of connections to my mother, whether it's her side of the family or like, you know, acquaintances and stuff, there's always a point in the conversation that when I'm talking to them, where I tune out because they say I'm not racist, but
yeah, I know,
and
I've been there for one. It's so bad.
And as soon as I hear I'm not racist, but I'll just fucking tune out, mate. I'll be like, here we go again, because when they say that I'm not racist, but they'll fucking say the most racist shit I've heard in weeks.
I was once there for Boxing Day, and there was just this massive heated debate about why we shouldn't say Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas.
Yeah, and I was like, and I tried to explain that.
Yeah, I tried to explain it as well, but they got so angry, and I kept having to like leave. I must have smoked like 2 packets of cigarettes because every time it got too bad, I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to go for a cig.
But they were. Because they'll hear stuff, someone will say it like a word of mouth or whatever, or they'll read it on Facebook that you're not allowed to say fucking Merry Christmas this year because it offends Muslims or something. And I'm like, no, it's fucking fake.
Yeah.
And they were constantly going, no, it's true. We know this person who got arrested because I was like, no, you fucking don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it says a lot about my family, because like the only 2 people I acknowledge as my auntie aren't even my aunties. It's just my mum's best friends.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Anyway, moving on from families, since that was a bit of a detour.
Yeah, sorry, I've got some more stuff to talk about. So I recently went to Halifax, as I said, and while I was there, we went to Burger King because we heard about Burger King doing this new thing called the Baking King.
Right.
And oh my god, I could eat this every day. I swear, it's so good. Like, I already love Burger King. Burger King's my favorite fast food chain. I think mostly just because of the bacon. The bacon is so nice. It's like slightly sweet, and it's the perfect amount of crispiness, and it's like dry cured, I think.
Right.
So it's really like brings all the flavor out. And this Bacon King has 2 burger patties in it. I think 6 slices of cheese and 8 rashers of bacon.
Wow.
And it's also fucking huge as well. Like, it could feed 2 easily without chips.
Or just one very hungry dude.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Sounds brilliant, mate.
It is really good.
I tend not to go to fast food chains very often.
I know. You're pretentious. I'm joking.
Fuck off. No, I don't like McDonald's.
No, I know. A lot of people say that McDonald's tastes like cardboard, and I get that. And I agree. Like, when I'm eating McDonald's, I'm like, oh, this tastes like cardboard, but there must be some chemical in it that makes me think it tastes nice. I don't know. It's like
probably just a pure amount of fucking fat in it, mate.
Yeah.
Your brain's like, whoa, survival, yay, endorphins.
The flavors are quite strong in the burgers as well, though. Like, the bread is cardboard. The cheese might as well not even be there. But the burger itself is so salty and so peppery.
The only thing I like about McDonald's is the chicken nuggets.
Oh, I used to like them, but I don't know if you've had them in the past, 5 years, but they're nothing like they used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I used to like chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
And the Big Mac sauce, I really like that. That's the only thing I like.
Yeah.
If they just gave me a tub of Big Mac sauce, I'd be like, yep, chilling.
Make your own burgers. You can make Big Mac sauce. You should do it.
Yeah, no, I've done it a few times.
So, just want to briefly go back to my PS4. I could have easily segued into this earlier, but for some reason didn't, so here we go. Obviously been playing Mad Max lately, and for months and months, I think I might have already said this, but I kept saying, all right, I'm going to get Mad Max next month as one of my 2 monthly games or whatever. And then I was so adamant that I was going to get it for April, and then I found out that it was PS Plus. free game, and I was like, oh, dope. So I started playing it again, and I've been absolutely loving it. Like, I can't believe I waited this long. I can't believe I didn't just buy it straight away. Because I got really close.
Trade-off is you got it for free.
Yeah, I know. But I played it so much on PC that I almost finished it.
Yeah.
And I'm so stoked to try and play it this time. What I say this time, but
yeah,
you know what I mean. There's a lot to do. The trophy guide says it's going to be 90 hours, but I'm so willing to put that time in. Like, I really enjoy that game.
I see a lot of people online in like trophy hunting communities where they'll see a game, they're like 300 hours, no way, I'm not doing that, right? And it's like, yeah, but if the game's good,
yeah. See, I always thought like 40 hours is mental, but that's like a decent amount of time. But then I think I've been playing 60 hours of Monster Hunter now.
Yeah.
And then when I look at that, I'm like, that don't actually take that long. So like now when I look at a trophy guide that's like, oh, it'll take 30 hours, it's like, I could probably do it in like 3 weeks or something. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I'd probably do it.
Yeah, you'd probably do it a lot
quicker.
quicker. But
then again, like, you have to go to bed at night time to get up to go and get on your bus, go to work and stuff. Yeah. Whereas I work from home, so I my brain always does this thing where it's all like, if you go to bed in the next 2 hours, you'll have 4 hours sleep and you can get up and you'll be fine.
Yeah,
those 2 hours will go by and my brain will be all like, fuck it, we've already ruined the night, let's just keep going.
Yeah.
And then I'll have like 2 hours sleep, and then my alarm will go off and I have to start doing work, and I'm all like, all right, let's do this then, brain, where have you gone, brain? It just fucking leaves me in the lurch. She's like, nah, fuck this, I'm out, I got what I wanted.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I used to be like that when I was in uni, and I do miss that. I still think fondly of that fucking week off that I had, where me and you were just playing games constantly. That was amazing.
Well, how about that time where none of us had any massive responsibilities and we had to spend like a whole year on Destiny?
Yeah,
that was a good time.
Yeah, that was crazy. So before starting up Mad Max, I googled to see if it had a PS4 Pro patch. I didn't think it would, because it's a pretty old game at this point, and like, it's almost not worth it for developers to go back and patch that in.
Yeah.
But in doing that, I found out that my PS4 actually has something called Boost Mode, also known in the community as Beast Mode, which is not automatically turned on. Like, you have to physically go and turn it on. And what it does is, if a game doesn't have PS4 Pro compatibility patched in or built in, it'll boost the frame rate. Well, not boost the frame rate, but it puts extra power into keeping the frame rate steady. And yeah, that's slowly turning into what is it? Red October. That guy.
Sean Connery.
Yeah. So it does that with the frame rate, the thing that I just said, and it also I've noticed it reduces popping.
Right.
Like, I don't really see things popping in the distance as much.
Right. That's cool.
I don't know how it does that, but whatever. Dead's to him, mate. It's fucking genius, isn't
it?
Yeah. Sorry, what?
I don't know. I was just thinking about it, like, maybe it's just more dedicated RAM for things to load.
Dedicated RAM to run my Minecraft server? Alright, I've got 3 things left on the list. Let's do this, mate.
Okay.
Spyro Remaster.
Yes.
Oh, mate. You've already got it pre-ordered, haven't you?
No, not yet. I don't.
All right.
But I'm gonna.
It looks really good, and I hope, like, there's not. Well, I think it's the same team that remastered Crash, because they actually own Spyro, don't they? Because they have fucking Sky Masters or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Skylanders.
Yeah. But it's not the same type of game, really. Like, it's platformer, but it's not as platform based as Crash. So even if they fuck with the collision models, it shouldn't fuck with the game too much. And I really love Spyro. When I was a kid, I only had a Nintendo 64 and a PS2 that was at my dad's, and I could only use it on weekends. And I had Spyro, something Firefly, Dragonfly, Enter the Dragonfly. That was it. And that was like the first game I ever 100%ed,
Yeah.
and I did it there. And then when I got my console collection a few years ago, like 3 years ago, I got a PS2 with it, so I bought Enter the Dragonfly and 100%ed it again. So I'm looking forward to trying to get the platinum on all 3 of those remasters. I just hit the mic.
One of the Crash Bandicoot games would be the first game that I 100%ed back in the day.
I never had a PS1 until it was way too late and everybody had already done everything.
Cool fact about the Spyro remaster, though. In 1998, 20 years ago...
Oh, yeah, I was hoping you'd tell us.
When Crash Bandicoot came out, if you put in a special code on the main menu, it played a trailer for Spyro.
Yeah.
Because it obviously didn't come out then. Recently, the people who made the Crash Bandicoot Remastered posted a code on Twitter and a picture of the Crash Bandicoot home screen, I think.
All right.
So people went back, put that code in, the exact same code that we used in 1998, and it plays the new trailer for Spyro.
That is so cool, man.
Fucking love it.
There's also a bit of trivia as to why that happened.
Yeah?
Why that was a thing.
Oh, because
my hand is pointing at you so that you tell the trivia.
I thought you was just doing the whole Caesar thing from Planet of the Apes.
No, it's more like the Hulk Black Widow thing.
I don't know. It does. Prod.
Sun's getting real low. So anyway, carry on.
Gayest thing ever. The romance between them.
I like.
So the thing is, right? Naughty Dog, who made Crash Bandicoot, and the fucking guys, I can't remember the name, Silicon Knights or something.
Nobody cares.
Anyway, right? they made Spyro, and they've shared a building since fucking the dawn of time.
Yeah,
which is why that whole thing happened.
Mm-hmm. They're just good mates, good chums.
Good mates.
That's why there were so many like Spyro, Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Things. There was a Game Boy Advance game where it was basically one was Spyro with an orange cartridge, and the other was Crash with a purple cartridge. And they were both basically the same game, but in one you were Crash and the other you were Spyro.
Yeah.
And I think you were in each other's world, like on the Spyro when you were getting apples or Wumpa fruit or whatever they're called.
Right.
And in the Crash one you were getting gems.
Yeah.
And there was Spyro enemies and shit. So that was cool.
Yeah. Never played that.
I did. I had the Crash one.
Yeah.
And then I went to my cousin's house and he had the Spyro one. And I was like, oh, do you want to trade? And he was like, you're really into illegal shit, aren't you? And I was like, whoa, what? So I never got to play the Spyro.
Do you want to swap games? You're really into illegal shit.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking... Oh my god.
He did the same thing when I asked him if he wanted to trade Yu-Gi-Oh cards with me.
Wow, you're really into illegal shit. That's mental.
He was like, I am a criminal. I'm like, what? Who's teaching you these things?
You've bought the product, it's up to you, man.
Yeah. So I've got a story that I've been dying to tell you.
Okay.
So on Wednesday I was working from home.
Yeah.
And it got around the time that my girlfriend usually comes home.
Yeah.
And I heard a knock on the door.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, that must be her. The door's unlocked, but I don't want to like shout to her. I'll just go and open the door for her. Yeah. So I got up and went to the door. And as I went to grab the door to open it, it was opening. So I was like, oh, she's coming in anyway. So I grabbed it to open it fully for her. And then I looked, and it wasn't her. It was this old, like, really greasy woman. She had really long hair, and she must have been like 60, 70. She had huge, like, orange tinted glasses that made her eyes look bigger, like really cartoon looking woman. And I was like, hello? And she looked at me like really shocked and offended, and I'm like, I hope she doesn't think she lives here because I don't want to have to explain her down from this. And she was like, I'm looking for flats to rent. And I'm like, well, you can't rent this one, I live here. And she was like, no, I'm looking for and there's an estate agent like near my house.
Right.
And I was like, oh, you need to go back downstairs and around the corner and everything. She was like, oh, okay, thank you. And I was like, okay, that was just weird. But I think she had like some, I don't know, dementia or something.
Right.
So she turned around and started leaving. She got like halfway down the stairs and I was like closing the door and I was going to lock it. But I didn't want to lock it while she was there because like if she does have a disability, that's just kind of offensive to just be like, ooh. So I was just waiting for her to leave, but then I heard her go, "Are you sure it's not up here?" And I'm like, I'm really not running an estate agents in here, and I don't know why you'd think if I was running one, I'd lie to you to turn fucking business away. It's like, so yeah,
Wow,
that was really weird. And she just fucking walked in, and I don't know if she thought that was the building where the estate agents was. I don't know why she thought to come all the way up to this floor and then just walk in.
Well, I was thinking that first off, I was like, well, how did she get into the building? But then sometimes that door doesn't close properly.
Well, yeah, some people in the building don't close it properly, which is really annoying because homeless people keep getting in.
Yeah.
And like I didn't mind at first because they just stay to the bottom floor when it's raining, and like fair enough. I would want the same if I was homeless. But like on St. Patrick's Day, there was like a group of homeless people in the stairwell on the floor below us, and they were being really loud and stuff. And I left for work like in the morning or the day after, and they were just it's still there. Like I'm just waiting for janitor to come and get it, but there's loads of fag ends there and just ash everywhere. Not you, but like cigarette ash. And some like gross green vomit.
I saw that.
Like it disgusts me so much that I get angry every time I see it. Like who the fuck would just like? It's disgusting.
Yeah, I almost stepped in it, and I was like, even though it's dried off, I almost stepped in it, but I managed to adjust my foot at the last second. I was like, that is fucking filthy.
It is disgusting, mate. It's so gross, and it's like it's been there for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah,
and it hasn't changed. Like you can still see where the air bubbles were from the person going. It's just gross. So yeah, now I'm really angry about homeless people getting in. So I'm really vigilant about the door.
My sister's got a similar story to that. She was quite ill, right? And she's got a new car. Obviously, she can't drive it properly yet, but she's working on a license and all that shit.
Yeah.
So my dad drove her somewhere, and then stopped off at this shop, and she went in, like all ill and that. And bought whatever she needed. And when she was coming out, she must have had a headache or something, and she was looking down and she just wasn't paying attention. And so she opened this door to a red car, and she got hit in the face with this big cloud of smoke. And she got surprised and obviously looked up because my dad doesn't smoke. And it turns out it was the wrong car. She opened some random guy's door.
What?
And she started laughing and apologised, and the guy was like, "It's alright, don't worry about it." Turns out my dad, right, in his infinite wisdom, decided that he could pull up a bit more and let another car in behind him, and that's what he did. He didn't think, I better not do that just in case my daughter gets confused.
Oh, your dad's a great guy, really.
He's fucking hilarious, my dad. He doesn't know that he's hilarious, but he is. Are we good to move on?
Well, I've just got one more thing. Well,
Okay.
You can tell me if you think this is interesting enough, because I'm not sure, and it might be a bit late.
Okay.
So recently it was April.
Yeah,
1st.
I'm not bothered. I'm not joking. Let's go.
April Fools.
Right.
And I've got a decent list of the best April Fools pranks on the internet and in video games. If you're interested in,
Okay.
I'll just
quick fire it.
quickly go through. Some of these are really cool. Some of them are shit. I don't know if you played Where's Waldo on Google Maps.
I did not.
That was really fun. I was definitely not playing that in work and wasting company time. Pro tip: the secret level is on the moon.
Okay.
Waldo is hidden on the moon.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just fun. Google Australia rebranded themselves as just Googs, which I think is cool. Warby Parker and Arby's teamed up to create Warby's apparel, and I think Warby Parker is like a clothing designer or something,
right?
Which included an onion ring monocle.
Oh.
It was just an onion ring.
Arby's is a food chain.
Yeah, it's in America.
Yeah. I remember.
Logitech products with BS detection. Cut the BS out of video conference calls in the workplace. Business speak, that is.
Okay.
Honda 6 Sense. Genetic Select by Lexus. So this one's got a great video. I cannot believe like the amount of effort that some people put into these. So basically, you give Lexus some of your DNA by like spitting into a test tube.
Oh, okay.
Or coming into a test tube, whatever you want. Send it to them, and they'll analyze your DNA to find out which Lexus is perfect for you.
And it's always the most expensive model to have.
Yeah. Some ramen company, I think, teamed up with glasses manufacturer and created ramen opticals, which were glasses you could wear while eating pot noodle, and your glasses wouldn't steam up because they've got little fans on the corners. Google Shrine, which I think is great. You can boost your search engine ranking by praying to the Google Shrine. T-Mobile Sidekicks, which are just Converse shoes, but somehow a smart shoe phone, apparently.
Right.
There's a video to it, so I don't know. But Burger King released the Chocolate Whopper, which looks literally like diabetes in a bite. It looks amazing. So definitely Google Chocolate Whopper and wish it was real. Streaming socks, which, mate, I guarantee, fucking give it 2 years and we will have streaming socks. This is actually a great idea. So they've got like motion sensors in the bottom.
Right.
So you can like browse Netflix by like using foot gestures.
Right.
Like if you got your foot up on like a footrest and you just don't want to look for the controller or something. You don't have to deal with the shitty voice controls on your remote or anything like that. Just flick your feet around. Mate, that's cool. That is a real like that's a pattern waiting to happen.
Yeah. People who like to stream but also don't have legs, you have to wait for like streaming gloves or something.
Yeah.
Or streaming glasses that track your eyes movement.
That would definitely be a thing. Although I wonder if you'd have to like press a button to be like, okay, now when my eyes move, do a thing.
Someone tells a really bad joke, you roll your eyes and it just skips to the next fucking episode.
Carl's Jr., which I think is also Arby's. Or something else. Carl's Jr. and
I've
something.
Given up long ago to try and keep up with how many fast food restaurants America has.
I only know about the fast food restaurants of America thanks to Rhett and Link. But yeah, apparently in honor of Steven Spielberg's Ready Player One, which I almost went to see last week, but it was snowing and we couldn't be going out. I'm so stoked to go see that. So, but yeah, apparently they've Carl's Jr. teamed up with Spielberg to make Spielburgers. Their tweet says Spielberg hasn't signed off yet, but we assume he's cool with it. Sensible wallpaper, which is obviously, so it's wallpaper that you can change how it smells with an app.
Okay.
Porch piracy protection, stop people stealing your parcels. Star Trek Klingon alphabet fridge magnets, which I don't know. I feel like that is already a thing on somebody's fucking Etsy store.
Yeah, it should be, right?
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of trekkers out there that'd love that.
That's shit. Alien face hugger snorkel mask, which again that should be a real thing. Exactly.
That needs to be on. Do you know those websites where it's like the website's just called "This is why I'm broke"?
Yeah,
and it's just all this really cool shit. That should be on there, mate.
My phone's on 3%, so let's try and speed up a bit.
Okay.
A fucking great thing, Jurassic World dinosaur detection system. Right? It's a stand with a chart on the back of it, and the chart is like obviously how close the dinosaurs are, I guess. And then there's just a glass of water.
Right.
So obviously based on the shaking of the water, that's how close the dinosaurs are. So I think that's cool. Bluetooth Pet Rock wirelessly connects with your phone, spots an intriguing Bluetooth connection indicator light, does absolutely nothing while still putting a smile on everyone's face. Some shit about Fortnite, nobody cares. Rick and Morty, I wish this was real. Rick and Morty screaming sun alarm clock.
Wow.
How awesome would that be? Like,
yeah.
Maybe it wouldn't be after like a week, but still.
I'll just download the Scream and use it on your phone.
Yeah, that's true. No, but it's actually like they've got like a video of it, but it's actually like a
right
alarm clock with a sun that rises off the back of it. These ones are in games. So Pokemon Go went 8-bit for a limited amount of time for April Fool's Day. So all the 3D models were replaced with...
People still play Pokemon Go.
Yeah, mate. They've recently added another generation.
Right.
I think. I haven't played it for like a year, so...
Okay.
League of Legends, nobody cares. Fortnite, nobody cares. Final Fantasy 14 online? Go. A more immersive take on gathering for Final Fantasy 14 online. Meet with a group of fellow harvesters in the actual outdoors and gather resources together. Razer launches Project Venom. I actually got an email for this the day before April Fool's, so great job marketing team. Silly humans and their biological setbacks. With Razer's Project Venom, you can become the machine and take your gaming skills to the next level. So there were like supposedly files of, I think the email said nanobots,
Right, yeah.
which you would consume and they would make you a better gamer.
We already have, like, was it Gamer Water and stuff like that?
Yeah. And biggened mode in Rocket League. Hats became bigger.
Also, we have gamer pills that you can take. It's supposed to improve your brain activity and whatnot.
This one I saw on Twitter, which I thought was great. Gorilla, who made Horizon Zero Dawn, released a body pillow of not Aloy, but of Nil. One of the male characters. So that's an image of it there. Just for Ash's eyes only.
Dope.
GeForce opens the Academy of Gaming. Enroll today and select your major to instantly receive your acceptance letter. Take a picture with your letter and post it on Twitter to enter a chance to win GeForce GTX 1080 Ti and other cool stuff. Corsair vows to stop GPU abuse. Takes a stand against GPU abuse with the hashtag GPU Rescue. Save a helpless graphics card from the loveless clutches of a cryptocurrency mine today.
There's a lot of things about graphics cards and cryptocurrency mining and stuff, and how it's abusing the whole GPU industry, and it's hiking up prices for everyone else and stuff. World of Warcraft dance battle system. Blizzard Korea shows off the World of Warcraft dance battle arcade system, where basically you play World of Warcraft on a DDR machine. Guild Wars 2 added chairs. You could play virtual musical chairs with your friends, which is disappointing because I remember Guild Wars 2 having one of the best like April Fool's events I've seen in a game. What was that?
It was like a voxel world that you could go into.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was so long, and they left it on for like 2 weeks, and there was so much to do in it. And yeah, it was really cool. Uplay Admin Console. A glitchy link to Admin Console has appeared on the Uplay app. People seem to think it may be a teaser for Watch Dogs 3. Some Redditors figured out how to solve the Uplay Admin Console puzzle. I don't care. Okay. Haddowstone. I don't know. EB Games seeks junior meme associate. And there's like a job posting for a junior meme associate, which I won't read. Smite revealed a new god. It was a dog, I think. Well, Fenrir, but like they made loads of Doge memes about it and shit. I don't know. Called him a doggo and said he's a good boy and shit. Persona or something. I don't know.
What was that about Persona?
Is it Persona? Yeah, Koromaru takes over JP Persona PR Twitter account. The dog companion from Persona 3 has been seen tweeting various woofs, waffs, and wow-wows from the Japanese Persona Twitter page. PlayStation goes analog with the PlayStation board game. Tired of all that talk about 4K resolution and beautiful graphics? PlayStation Asia wants you to try PlayStation the board game. Draw your own trophies, make them up as you go. 4-player local co-op non-online multiplayer. Lots and lots of dice. And there you go. The list then goes on to 2017 April Fools, but we don't care.
Right.
That's me doing my list, and my phone's on 2%. So you may now go on with your conspiracy bullshit that we all want to know so much about.
It's quite a long. I was expecting to have more time, but I'll just quick fire some shit.
I'm sure you have plenty of time, don't you? How long have we gone in?
We're on an hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck your shit, mate. We're done.
I'll just quick fire it.
No, you don't need to, man. We can go over a bit. Like,
all right. So, flat Earth. Are you a believer?
Yeah, I'm not.
You know,
I believe the Earth is a donut. So.
Oh, cool. I believe the Earth is like a giant's anus.
You can say anything you want, mate.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about flat earthers, mate, right? In science, you have a theory. You could believe that theory 100%, right? But as long as you test it, it don't mean shit. Then you have your peers test it, and you all decide like, oh yeah, legit. Well, and then it becomes a fact, right? Flat earthers don't do that. Flat earthers just
There's been no paper posted about flat Earth.
So anyway, right. I did a bunch of research on flat earthers, and one of the most surprising things I found out, which I'll hit you off right off the bat.
Okay, they're all vegan.
Nope. First off, it seems like the majority of them are like American. It's like an American movement. Well, although they are slowly
I feel like
branching out.
Conspiracy theories are an American thing.
Yeah.
Like since the 60s with the Roswell shit, people just got really into.
Yeah. But so basically, this one isn't an American flat earther theory, though. It is an English one.
Oh.
Gloucestershire.
You came up with it.
No, Gloucestershire doesn't exist. It is all CGI. Apparently, England ends at Watford.
That just seems like some guy's like really petty and angry because a Subway employee in Gloucestershire skimped on the pickles and now he's really angry at them. He's like, Gloucestershire don't even exist.
It wasn't even real. It was CGI. I was in Watford the whole time. I've tried looking for why they don't believe Gloucestershire exists. Couldn't figure it out, but someone who posted the article went on some Facebook groups. This is the Flat Earth versus Science group, and I think it was a woman. She posted, any flat earthers from England? Gloucestershire, England. The Flat Earther one appears like Gloucestershire is CGI, and she's like, "Do you not believe Gloucestershire really exists?" Flat Earther one comes back and is like, "CGI, definitely. England ends at Watford."
What the fuck?
So she's like, "What makes you think this? Why is Watford the cut-off point?" And the Flat Earther one comes back and is all like, "The breeze blocks wall." And then another Flat Earther pops up and is all like, "England doesn't exist. England is CGI."
What?
And then she's like, "I live in England and it seems pretty real to me. What evidence do you have to suggest it is CGI, and who's responsible for CGI?" Flat Earther 2 is like, "NASA." And then
why always NASA?
I don't know.
NASA don't even get funding anymore.
And then she's like, "If I say I'm from Gloucestershire, does that mean I must be a NASA employee or I've been brainwashed?" Flat Earther 2 says, "You're a Google API chatbot from NASA CGI country." And she's like, "Some members of the British royal family live in Gloucestershire. Are they Google API chatbots?" Flat Earther 2, yes. She's like, "And Simon Pegg from the Mission Impossible movies?" And Flat Earth 2's back, and he's like, "All CGI, the Northern Hemisphere doesn't exist."
So why is he not in the Northern Hemisphere?
I don't know. So do you think Tom Cruise is acting in scenes by himself and then Simon Pegg is put in afterwards by CGI experts? Flat Earther 2, movies are CGI cartoons like NASA.
Cartoons?
Yeah, the movies are CGI cartoons like NASA. Flat Earther 1 comes back.
Everything's just more and more CGI.
The royal family are all lizard people.
Jesus, fuck me.
And then she's like, "But didn't you say they were CGI?"
The CGI lizard people.
Flat Earther 2, no, everything north of Watford is CGI. The lizard people are also shapeshifters.
What?
But you said Gloucestershire was CGI, and some of the royal family live in Gloucestershire. Flat Earther 2 flags Flat Earther 1. I think this chav is a moron. Flat Earther 1.
Chav?
Yeah. They don't actually live there. They are able to project themselves into CGI. It goes on more.
How do they believe this shit, mate?
The funniest one, right? She goes to the Flat Earth group, no trolls group, right? Is where it says.
Is she a troll?
No. And
you're trolling.
so she said the same thing, like, "It's come to my attention that people think Gloucestershire isn't real. What do you think?" Flat Earther 1's like, "What is Gloucestershire, mate? Never heard of it." Flat Earther 2's like, "It's a sauce, innit?" Anyway, she goes to a few more, and it's all the same shit.
Okay.
So
yes, and
do you remember the rapper Bob or B.O.B.?
Yeah, I feel like didn't he? He's trying to crowdfund. He
Yeah,
wants
yeah.
1 million to get proof that the Earth
Yeah,
is flat.
well, that's what I was going to say. Is crowdfund. He's going to GoFundMe. He wants to build a rocket to fire himself up in the sky, and you can see the curvature of the Earth for himself. The goal is 1 million. Would you like to know? He posted 6
It
months.
wasn't. It was 250,000. But then he posted a video saying, "Oh, raised it to 1 million."
Right. So yeah, the campaign was made 6 months ago, I think.
Okay.
Would you like to know how much money he's raised?
It's not a lot, is it? It's like 2,000.
It's 6,893.
And he wants 1 million.
And he wants 1 million. Maybe he will be able to go, but maybe one of his fucking children or something like that can do it. Which brings me on to remember Mad Mike Hughes? He was another flat earther who wants to build a rocket. He wants to launch himself 1,800 feet into the air because he believes he'll be able to see the curvature from that far.
Well,
but
that doesn't matter if it. Oh, never mind. Sorry,
the thing is, though, to the human eye, you can only see the curvature at 35,000 feet, given you've got a 60-degree field of view.
Yeah.
Which is why if you're on a plane and you're directly flying at 35,000 feet, if you look out the fucking window, you don't really see the curvature that much because your field of view is limited to like a really small space. Yeah. But he wants to launch himself up there to 1,800 feet and see the curvature. But he wants to do it with a steam rocket.
Why?
Fuck knows.
Why?
Mate. Anyway,
oh my God.
He was told he couldn't launch because he was going to launch it over public land. My concern is that he's going to do it eventually, and he's going to be all like, "Yeah, I didn't see no curvature." It's like, because you didn't go high enough, man.
I just want to mention something that I just remembered. When I was playing the Where's Waldo game on Google Maps and trying to figure out how to get to the moon, I ended up on the ISS.
Yeah.
And you can like street view the inside of ISS.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that.
Oh, well, fuck you. Maybe somebody listening didn't know that. If you didn't know that, go and do it, mate. It's well cool.
So, apparently the Earth is flat, but Mars is round.
What? Aren't they supposed to not believe it exists?
In my research, mate, every single fucking flat earther theory and fact is contradictory. Some people believe that we're the only planet. We have a fucking sun and a moon, and that's it. There's no such thing as any other planets.
Yeah.
Some people believe that we do have planets. They're all round except Earth, which is flat. For some fucking reason, mate. Anyway, Elon Musk, the man himself, tweeted asking why there's no flat Mars movement. To which the official Flat Earth Twitter, or however officially a Flat Earth Twitter can get, replied, "Hi Elon, thanks for the question. Unlike the Earth, Mars has been observed to be round. We hope you have a fantastic day." I'm pretty sure the Earth has been observed to be round.
You just deny it.
Many times. Every time you look up at the sky in the middle of the fucking night and you look at the moon and there's a little curved shadow on it, that's observation that we've got a spherical planet. There's only one shape that you can think of, unless you get into like some fucking voodoo science shit, that casts a perfect circle shadow from every angle that you shine a light on, and it's a sphere. If we're a fucking coin, then at some point our shadow on the moon should be just a straight line.
Yeah.
Oh God. Anyway, more evidence that the fucking flat Earth movement's, spreading from America where it should fucking stay there, but whatever. Freddie Flintoff is also a flat earther now. He said, it was like, he said the Earth is flat, or it could possibly be turnip shaped. I don't know what he's talking about.
That's close enough to fucking round, mate.
Because the water doesn't wobble like it should, given that the Earth is hurtling through the space. Okay.
I've watched in a video like loads of flat earthers talking about living on a flat Earth, and they were like, we're supposed to be constantly moving all the time, and it's like, what was it? Do you feel us moving? Because I don't. I'm steady as a rock.
A flat rock. Oh man, they don't understand. Just what I want to know, right, is do flat earthers just not believe in gravity then?
No, a lot of them have their own theories for gravity.
I know. I researched it, but anyway.
It has nothing to do with.
I found like an official
gravity.
flat Earth website that had a bunch of official facts and all that shit. You know, truths apparently. And right at the bottom, I found this one fascinating thing, which is something I wanted answered for a long time. Why doesn't gravity pull the Earth into a sphere, right, if it's flat? To which the reply is, the Earth isn't pulled into a sphere because the force known as gravity exists in a greatly diminished form compared to what is commonly taught. The Earth is constantly accelerating up at a rate of 32 feet per second, or 9.8 meters per second. Upwards.
Jesus.
This constant acceleration causes what you think of as gravity. Imagine sitting in a car that never stops speeding up. You will be forever pushed into your seat. The Earth works much in the same way. Oh shit. It is constantly accelerating upwards, being pushed by a universal accelerator known as dark energy or etheric wind.
Oh, let's use the one thing that nobody's really able to explain, dark energy.
Or, something I have never heard in my life, etheric wind. Basically,
I've heard etheric wind, mate.
Basically what they're saying now is, it's either this thing we haven't proved to exist yet, or magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are also other theories of flat Earth thought that maintain that the Earth sits on an infinite plane with the sun moving overhead. Gravity works much like it does in the round Earth model, and the Earth will never form into a sphere because the plane is endless.
What?
Which means they should be able to walk to the end, right, and constantly find new parts of Earth that we never discovered before.
Well, there are theories that... Well, there's the one theory that once you reach Antarctica or Arctica, it's just a fucking giant ice wall that goes all the way around the planet. But there's another theory that the ice wall has a hole in it, and if you travel through that hole, there's an outer disc with more continents that we haven't discovered.
So my question is, right, is if flat earthers honestly believe this, why aren't they all trying to find this fucking hole? Or at least trying to climb this ice wall. Yeah. When I've heard multiple flat earthers say that it's like a 200-foot ice wall. I'm like, we can climb that. A fucking helicopter can hover above that, mate, with no fucking danger, mate. Beyond it, it's whatever. So I found a video called "Chatting with a Flat Earther" on YouTube. You should watch it, mate. It's fucking mental. Anyway. During the video, around the 9 minute mark, the host reads a comment about how it's ridiculous to assume the Earth is flat, because like that would mean all the Earth space agencies and everyone who makes a living off exploring space or studying space or anything to do with like astrophysics and stuff like that would all be on the lie. And it's just rude. It's like absurd and rude to assume that and stuff. Yeah. To which the guy, the flat earther in the chair, starts to speak up. And then just kind of like another second passes, another second passes, and another second, and he just mouse closes, and I'm like, oh, right.
Does he not respond to that?
He waits for a bit, like a few seconds longer, then he gathers his thoughts.
Is it not like clever editing though? Like, is the
no.
Like they do on reality TV where they make like lapses in conversation last a lot longer.
I don't think so, man. It didn't seem the guy who was doing the thing. He seemed like he wasn't like being abusive or anything like that. He was just genuinely interested in talking to this dude. Yeah. You know, he wasn't trying to prove that the Earth's round or anything like that. He just wanted to listen to what this guy had to say.
Yeah.
Also, if I told you that this guy also believed 9/11 was a a conspiracy that the American government did it, would you believe me?
No.
Well, that's what he did.
Oh.
That's what he said. That's what started it off for him. He'd realised that 9/11 was faked. And that's what started off his conspiracy thing, and now he's just a fucking flat earther.
I feel like a lot of this stuff has started, like obviously this theory's been around a long time, but I feel like it's all gotten a lot extra weight since Donald Trump started his whole fake news crusade.
Yeah, I don't know. Donald Trump, man, he's just, what a dick.
That's our politics for this week.
Yep. Next week, your sneak preview is something along the lines of Donald Trump. What a dick. Anyway, eventually he fumbles together a reply, right?
Okay.
Every space agency on the planet, right, which is, I think there's like 70 odd of them, they're all part of one...
Wow, really?
Yeah. all part of. I assume that's all like official ones led by the government and fake ones. You know, fake ones. I mean,
Fake ones.
you mentioned fake news, and like private ones and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they're all
like
part of
SpaceX.
one company called the Antarctic Treaty Agreement,
Oh yeah.
which prevents planes from flying south over Antarctica, and then proceeds to show an image of commercial flight paths. And I was like, yeah, those commercial flight paths aren't going over Antarctica. I wonder fucking why. Who books a fucking holiday, a vacation to Antarctica?
It's also like commercial flight paths are generally the quickest and safest route
Yeah.
from point A to point B.
Yeah.
There is no time when you're going to go
Yeah,
from...
you can't fly from point A to point B in a straight line because you're going to encroach over someone's territory and get shot down
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But what I want to know is how do flat earthers explain that traveling from, if you go from, like, say, fucking England to America, it'll take, like, say, 9 hours or something, but traveling back from America to England, it's a bit longer because obviously the Earth rotates and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
How do they explain that? Why is it longer one way than is the other? Sorry.
Fake news.
Anyway, he also, right, this is the best part, he mentions that Mars isn't real. Another guy who believes Mars isn't real. He believes that what we see, like pictures of Mars and stuff like that, is parts of a place in Canada called Devon Island, and he also says parts of Greenland too are Mars. So
he could literally just take a day out of his week to go
Yeah.
to an observatory.
Yeah. He could literally take a day out of his week, go to this, he called it Devon Island, but it's pronounced like Devon.
Yeah, yeah.
Go to Devon Island, right, and look for NASA employees running around
taking pictures.
Yeah, and like superimposing it. The Curiosity rover should be there somewhere. He could. I'm sure it's not a big island. He should just go fucking find it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What I said about him going to an observatory, obviously he'd be like, oh, they've got a screen in the telescope and whatever, but
Yeah.
if he's that bothered, like, that's what annoys me. Like, there's thousands of people now that believe this shit, but none of them will take like the time. Like, if they all banded together, they could seriously fund.
And they all say the same shit, right? The reason they believe the Earth is flat, is because they don't want to believe what we're told and take it on faith. And I'm like, that's exactly what you do when someone tells you a fact about the flat Earth. You're not researching it, you just like, makes sense. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, and plus there's more evidence to suggest that the Earth is round.
Oh,
than there is to say that it's
so
flat.
many. I can't even list all the ways you can figure it out for yourself.
That argument that you're just doing it on faith, it completely falls flat the second you say you believe in a flat Earth. Because
because you're not testing shit out for yourself. You're just believing
exactly.
what Flat Earther 1 dude said to Flat Earther 2 dude, and you're like, mate, I believe that.
Yeah, like you sit there saying that Mars is fake.
Yeah.
Right? Get a telescope,
Go look at
Mars, and you go, oh, Mars is actually there. But then obviously they'll say, oh, the telescope manufacturer, build your own.
Every telescope manufacturer on the planet's got a fake Mars filter. Build your own.
Why is it all so, like, absurd and sci-fi? Like, round Earth makes the most sense. There's nothing weird about it. There's no government conspiracy. There's no technology that nobody else is aware of. Yet, to say that the Earth is flat and say that the night sky is a hologram and shit, like, what? How does that make sense?
This guy didn't believe in other galaxies either and stuff like that. He also, right, he got he brought pictures with him, right? He got 3 pictures of roughly the same, it was the same picture, like, I think they were like, it was either the moon or Mars in the distance or stuff like that. Probably the moon, it was quite big. And he got it from GoPro's official YouTube channel. I was like, why would GoPro lie? And I'm like, if you trust GoPro as your primary source of information, mate, there's something totally wrong with you. GoPro are in the information, in the business of spreading information and shit, so whatever.
They're just promoting the fucking products.
Yeah, you got 3 separate images, right, from three different times that I think they sent a GoPro up in space, or I think it was a company that makes covers for iPads, and they're trying to show how tough they are by dropping it from space.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've got these three images, and it's like, look at this one, there's no curvature. Now look at this one, there's a slight down curvature. Look at this one, it starts curving upwards. That's obviously not real, because I'm living in a bowl. I'm like, oh, like we're fucking living on a fucking coin as well, you dickhead. Why is it hard for you to believe that we're living in a bowl, but you assume like it's perfectly okay for you to be like, yeah, we're living on a fucking flat disc. But anyway, and it fucking does that, and I'm like, do you not understand how camera lenses work, mate?
Yeah.
I'll go get a camera. I'll pull the camera out until everything's fucking curving upwards and it looks like we're in a bowl. Oh, God. I don't know, mate. The only thing I don't understand... Well, there's a lot of shit I don't understand. But the only thing that I really want answered, right, that will clear everything up is... What's the benefit of tricking the world into believing we're living on a ball?
Right. That all this conspiracy shit, like... Who's benefiting from that? And, like... in every case of like a conspiracy like this, there's always so many people that are in on the lie, and like didn't like get drunk one time and tell the mates about it. Or
yeah. I don't know, mate. Like, there's some conspiracy theories out there where you read it and you're like, mate, these people might be on or something. You don't believe it yourself, but if it comes out that it's true, you'd be like, oh yeah, I thought so, man. Then, it's pretty convincing. But then you get to flat Earth and it's like, there is no motive whatsoever to trick the entire world into believing we live on a sphere.
Well, I've got a good example of this. When I was a kid, I used to have like bouts of paranoia that adults could read my mind.
Yeah.
So like if I was sat in the back of my dad's car and I was thinking about something naughty I did, I'd be like, oh, stop thinking about that. Dad might be able to read your mind, right? And I thought when you get to 18, like all these people, all these adults around you, like go, all right, the jig's up. This is how you read minds. Right. Don't tell any kids. And like for a kid, that's not too absurd to think about. But like before you even get to 18, you have sort of a moment where you're like, how many fucking people must be in on this bullshit?
I just have an image of you sat at your 18th birthday party. They're like, happy birthday, bring out cake, and you're just like, I don't give a shit. Tell me how to read minds. Anyway, that's all I have for flat earthers, mate.
Cool. That's all I have for the podcast, mate.
Yep. The earth is round. Thanks for listening.
Well, I've got to sign us off properly.
Go and sign us off properly.
Go on our Twitter.
Everything's there.
At UT2cast. And thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. And
unless you're a flat earther.
Even if you're a flat earther, like if you got some pleasure out of this, I don't care what Ash says. I'm a fan of you if you're a fan of me.
No, we're better than that, man.
We're desperate. We need flat earthers.
No, don't. There's only like 500 in existence, man.